Occurred, September 27, 2015, 21:45. Location: Greenwood. In shape, flash duration: 45 minutes. Characteristics: there were lights on the object. Greenwood, Indiana. Blinking lights seen during lunar eclipse 21:45 and 9:27. While watching the lunar eclipse through my binoculars, I noticed two red blinking lights move in a straight line downward, always maintaining same distance apart. The blinking red lights moved downward behind my neighbor's house. I moved position and saw the same lights change direction approximately 45 degrees upward, always maintaining same distance, which led me believe it must be a craft. It then smoothly moved straight upward and out of sight. The moon was 90% eclipsed at that point.
Occurred, the 1st of October 2015, 21:30. Location: Greenwood. In shape, chevron duration: 15 seconds. It was early evening. My husband, who was driving, and I were heading home, when we both noticed ahead of us in the sky to the east. We were traveling north was a V-shaped object, low in the sky. It was black, V-shaped with a red light in the tip of the V, and one white light on the tip of each wing. We were traveling at approximately 40 miles per hour, and it was almost hovering. Going very slow. It was tilting back and forth, back and forth. I saw it clearly, if even for a few seconds. We drove past it and out of sight. I called it in to 911 and reported it.
Occurred, the 2nd of July 2017, 22:15. Location: Greenwood. In shape, light duration: 6 to 7 minutes. Characteristics: there were lights on the object, cherry red light, hovering in NW over fireworks display, then turning 90 degrees and shooting SE at a rapid speed. While watching a local fireworks display originating from a nearby church over the lake behind my house, I observed an object with a flashing, cherry red light, at a very high altitude in the northwestern area of the sky. It was hovering in one place, as if observing the fireworks below. The red light flashing object remained hovering in one place for 3 or 4 minutes, then it made a 90-degree turn and quickly streaked to the southeastern area of the sky and disappeared in a southerly direction, as if following the interstate highway south, in the direction of northern Kentucky. I looked on the internet to find out what kind of aircraft would have a cherry red, flashing light, but I did not find any helpful information. There were no other colors of light being emitted from the object. I watched until it was out of sight looking for the usual colored lights, but none were ever visible, just the one flashing red light. I have never seen an aircraft move with such speed or with such abrupt 90-degree turns as this object presented.
Occurred, September 14, 2017, 8:57. Location: Greenwood. In shape, unknown duration, 2 minutes. Characteristics: there were lights on the object. The object emitted beams. Animals reacted to the event. I saw an orange dotted triangle with the orange dots on each side that changed its form. I was out with my family and I had just gotten back from the store. Well, I kept hearing my mum and sister say, "What the F?" and I looked up and there were 3 orange dots making a triangle, and 2 other dots on each other. My sister rushed in and got my dad, and when I went to take a picture of the triangle, my phone started to glitch really bad. When my dad got outside, the triangle had started to change, and I don't know how to explain the shape it was in. I recorded it though. That same night, my friend sent me a picture of a triangle with 3 white lights from his bedroom window. While all this was going on, my cat was acting really weird and attacked my sister, and he never does that.
Occurred, the 7th of July 2018, 22:25. Location: Greenwood. In shape, light duration, 2 minutes. Characteristics: there were lights on the object, 2 orange lights in formation over Greenwood, Indiana. While driving southbound on SR 135 between Stones Crossing and Olive Branch, all 4 occupants in my car observed 2 orange lights flying from SE to NE. When we first saw the lights, they were east of State Route 135. We decided to pull over into Dyes Walk Golf Club to observe the lights. We got out of the car and observed the following. Both lights, craft appeared to be traveling between 2,000 to 3,000 feet in a speed of around 200 knots. We could hear no noise from the lights, craft. The trailing light went above us, moved up next to the other light and maintained side-by-side formation. That light then suddenly disappeared. The other light continued moving NW for another 30 seconds or so, getting dimmer, then brighter, then accelerated at a high rate of speed and completely disappeared. Both myself and my wife, who was also one of the observers in the car, are both career pilots. I know how airplanes move and what the exterior lighting should look like. No aircraft uses orange lights, and I've never in my long career have witnessed anything like this. It was truly astounding. I made a phone call to the Indianapolis Airport Control Tower, TRACONAPX 30 minutes later and described the event to the supervisor. He stated they did not observe anything of that nature on radar or from the tower.
Occurred July 18, 2018, 2300 location, Greenwood, in shape, light duration, 1 hour characteristics. There were lights on the object. There was an aura or haze around the object. The object changed color stationary to slow-moving ball of light, 3 nights in a row. In July of 2018, my daughter noticed a light in the sky, maybe a mile from our house. It was stationary for about 10 minutes then slowly moved off to the north. We couldn't see where it went because of the trees. The next night, I was on the back porch, letting my dog out, and noticed another light moving at a very slow pace. I called my daughter and her friend and my granddaughter and they witnessed them also. There was no blinking lights and no noise. They were just bright. The following night I went out the front porch and witnessed the same thing. This time they were further north, over the south end of Indianapolis.
Occurred May 20, 2020, 034 location, Greenwood, in shape, other duration, 30 seconds characteristics. There was an aura or haze around the object, dark pill shape with high sounds. I heard a very loud sound. I thought a plane was coming in low at first. Then the sound changed. It was high and low, almost interwaving. I looked out the window only to see this weird pill-shaped object hovering while maneuvering in these odd circle patterns. It was darker than everything around it, but that made it almost more noticeable. It was extremely low and shaking, vibrating. Out of nowhere it zoomed out so fast I couldn't really tell which way it went.
Occurred August 14, 2020, 7:30 location, Greenwood, in shape, oval characteristics. Animals reacted to the event. Car-sized object moves vertical through clouds. Animal reactions, dogs. The lady said that she and her 8-year-old daughter had left home to take her to school. They were heading south on Madison Avenue, entering the roundabout at Smith Valley. There is a rural king southwest of there, about 200 yards away. Above and behind the rural king, higher than the tree, was a black solid oval object roughly the size of a car, in comparison to the vehicles below. The object moved upward and west through the cloud about as fast as you could blink. Behind the object was a very light blue tail appearance, see-through. She called her mother, who lives behind the rural king, and mentioned what had happened, and her mother asked if this had occurred just after 7:30. She said yes and asked why. She said her dog was outside looking up, frantically barking and shaking. She added that she went out to get her dog and the dog ran inside and went under the bed.
Occurred September 15, 2022, 34 location, Greenwood, in shape, circle duration, 20 minutes characteristics. There were lights on the object. 2 sightings, Greenwood, in 2 equally sized UFO approximately 2 miles apart. Stationary for several minutes as though communicating. Pulsating lights with colors. Movement was then rapid with vertical and horizontal changes. A third smaller craft then appeared and moved to one of the objects. All then disappeared.
Occurred May 31, 2022, 5 o'clock location, Greenwood, in shape, circle duration, over an hour. Characteristics. There were lights on the object. There was an aura or haze around the object. The object changed color. I took my dogs out just before 5 a.m. this morning and saw a flashing light to the west. The object was not moving and high in the sky. I spent 20 to 30 minutes watching this thing this morning. It caught my eye because it was high up, but not moving across the sky like a plane. In fact, I saw a few other planes in the sky and it confirmed that this was nothing like those flashing lights, but it didn't move. I've included a video and have more, if you are interested. I took a screenshot of the image, which I included. Definitely checking back tomorrow morning.